All right, let's get into it. Today, we are going to crack open a real GCSE physics question to show you how to guarantee every single mark just by thinking like an examiner.
Okay, so let's dive right into the challenge. What we're looking at here is a velocity time graph. Now, the entire set of questions that goes along with this is worth a solid 8 marks.
So how do you actually get every single one of those marks? Well, the answer isn't just about knowing your physics. It's about understanding exactly what the examiner is looking for. And we find that in the official mark scheme. It's like the secret code to a perfect score. All right, first up, let's take a look at the 2-mark question that asks us to describe the ball's motion between points A and B. And check this out. The mark scheme shows us that the perfect 2-word answer that nails both marks is simply uniform acceleration. It's clean, it's precise, and it's exactly what they want to see. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the level of detail here. The scheme is flexible. It'll let you use synonyms like constant or steady acceleration. You could even get away with velocity increasing at a constant rate. But here's the thing. You've got to watch out for the pitfalls. Just writing the word acceleration on its own, that only gets you 1 mark. And writing acceleration increases, that gets you a big fat 0. That's a classic mistake, mixing up the acceleration with the velocity. Okay, let's keep it moving and see how this all builds. This next part is a really quick 1-mark question. So, if you look at the graph, the velocity is clearly increasing in the positive direction. That means the resultant force has to be acting in that exact same direction. The graph shows that direction is upwards, so the answer is...
And that's literally it. Upwards. 1 word is all the examiner needs. You can even see they put the words in parentheses, which tells you that just writing up is totally fine.
So what's the big takeaway here? Be direct. Be precise. Don't write a whole paragraph if it's not needed. 1 word, 1 mark. Simple. Next up, another quick 1-marker, but this time it's a straight-up definition.
Now, if you want the mark for defining a system, you have to use this exact phrase straight from the mark scheme, a group of objects that interact, not things that work together or something similar. It has to be this.
See? 1 mark, and it all comes down to one very specific sentence. You've got to learn those definitions word for word. And now for the big one. This is the 4-mark question, and it's all about the ball and this idea of a closed system. So to bag all 4 marks here, you need to build this logical chain of arguments, and the mark scheme basically gives you the blueprint. First, you just observe what the graph shows you. The velocity right after the bounce is less than it was right before. Simple. Step 2, you state the obvious result of that. The ball must have lost some energy. For your 3rd mark, you got to get specific. What kind of energy? You have to mention kinetic or potential energy. And finally, you tie it all together with the big picture idea. Because the ball alone isn't a closed system, the total energy of the entire system, that's the ball and the Earth, is what's actually constant. Each step just builds on the last one. That's how you get all 4 marks.
And here's the thing, the scheme does give you a little wiggle room. Speed is fine instead of velocity. Saying energy is conserved also works perfectly for that final point. But, and this is a big but, it also shows you the traps to avoid. Look at that warning. Just stating that the velocity decreases to 0 by itself without comparing it to before and after the bounce gets you nothing. 0 marks. Precision really is everything.
So, after breaking down that entire 8-mark question, what's the ultimate lesson here? What's the main takeaway from all this? The crucial point is this. Learning how questions are marked is just as vital as learning the physics itself. The mark scheme isn't some secret document just for teachers. It's your guide to the exact words, phrases, and logical steps that unlock every single mark. It's literally teaching you how to speak the language of the exam. If you start applying this kind of analytical approach to every topic you revise, it will completely transform the way you answer questions. You won't just know the physics, you'll know exactly how to communicate it for maximum marks. Thanks so much for joining this explainer.